Oh, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before we get into that, as always, don't forget about the subscribe and bell buttons below you there. Just click them both, and you'll always be notified of any new episodes. And if you'd like to leave a comment on the comment section about this episode, you're welcome to. And you can go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And you can send us an inbox, comment the things you see there, and you can even follow us there, obviously. And if you'd like to email us as well, it's paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And if you're a band or even a solo artist that want to be on the show, just email us and we'll show you how to do that. But fan mail is also appreciated as well, and we'll get back to you. And all this is going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Las Vegas, Nevada, we have Rachel Lincoln with us today. Very awesome artist, and I think you're going to agree. And we'll get to that in a second, but first here's a quick word from Galtar, the guitar made specifically for women. So don't go away, we'll be right back right after this.
Ready in 5.
Darling, when nothing else seems to match up. Galtar, the musical apparel that fits any outfit. Galtar, bringing heaven to earth, one gal at a time. GaltarHeaven.com.
Okay, we're back from commercial, and with us from Las Vegas, Nevada, we have Rachel Lincoln with us today. Thanks for joining us, Rachel.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Let's say, well, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you decided to become an artist? Because everyone has their own story. Maybe you started when you were real young, when you were a kid, or maybe come much later. Maybe it goes deeper than that. Tell us in your own words, though.
Yeah, I would say I've always been a musician at heart. I think my realization of my love of music probably started, I would say, 5 years old. So I'd always been involved in sort of theatre groups and musical theatre and that kind of thing as a kid. And then in high school, I started to follow music a bit more closely, and singing lessons and all of that kind of thing. But of course, when you're a young kid, a lot of people tell you, oh, you can't have music as your career. That's not a real job. You need to go and get a real profession in a real industry. And so young and impressionable me, listened to these people that were saying that, which was parents and teachers and all that kind of thing. And I went and did business law at college. And after 4 years, I just went, well, I'm not doing this. This is awful. So I reverted back to music. Finally allowed myself to do what I always wanted to do. And I started out as a cover musician back in Australia, weddings, casinos, corporate gigs, that kind of thing. I was in a cover band and solo and duo stuff. And I just thought, this is great. I'm really appreciative that I can make a living from music, but the novelty wore off. And I went, okay, well, I'm doing the same repertoire list at every gig, and I'm doing the same songs at every wedding. And then I realized, hang on, if I'm going to be doing music, I've got to be singing my stuff, I've got to be doing my own stuff. So made that decision, and I realized that in order to have a proper go at that, I probably needed to come to the US, because the market in Australia, it's a very small market for original music, unfortunately. There's great talent there. You've got such a small pool. You have great artists in this pretty small pool. So, I think the move over here was the right thing to do. So I've been over here nearly a year, and all's going well. So I got to keep hoping that is the way it continues.
Okay, well, I think you really do a great job. Hopefully, we'll have many years ahead of you there, Rachel. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the bands that really inspired you to be the artist you are today, in the mainstream world?
I always, I always loved, even as a kid, I always had this real intrigue with like blues and soul and jazz.
Mhm.
Um, and I really was drawn to those genres, but I thought when I started writing my own stuff, which was probably about 5 years ago, I thought, that's not mainstream, that's not going to put me on the top 100. So I thought that I had to create music of these real mainstream palatable genres. Well, what I thought was, and I was living Sweden at that time, and I think that influence of that whole Avicii sort of EDM vibe was really influencing me. And I thought, okay, I think I have to write in this genre to be accepted. So I started working with some producers over in Scandinavia, and of course there was that influence of that was all what was big at that point in time, and I wrote some EDM stuff, and I just thought this is not my genre. The songwriting was great. I love the songwriting side of things, but that genre was just not me. And I think coming over to the US and going out to Tennessee and Nashville and really, feeling drawn to country, I just felt this is the right direction. And country, of course, is such a multifaceted genre. You have elements of blues and soul, and that whole influence from Memphis, just a few hours away. You have the home of the blues, and that all of that can definitely be incorporated into what we know as country or country pop today. So yeah, I think that was how the transition into country was definitely born. And yeah, I'm writing in that genre. I'm sorry, writing in that genre now, and yeah, it just feels right. So I would say my influences would probably be, although he's not country, but John Mayer, Keith Urban, who's a fellow Australian artist, country artist. Probably like Morgan Wallen, maybe Miranda Lambert, those kind of artists. Yeah.
Yeah, those are a few good ones, and I think a few of those are just probably more current, but not current, but than the last few years. But they're really awesome artists, I think. Well, anybody watching this the video that will be shown in a minute or so might want to get more music from you. Is it located in all social media sites and all streaming sites? And do you have a
Oh yeah, for
website you
sure.
can tell people about, or let me tell everybody?
Yeah. My website is probably the best channel if you want to keep up to date with what's happening. It's rachellincoln.country. And there you can keep an eye on releases that are coming up and awards and things like that. So yeah, subscribe to the mailing list. That'd be great.
Okay.
Rachel Lincoln _ on Instagram is also a good avenue as well.
Okay. Does it link all the streaming sites as well, like Apple Music?
Yeah, Spotify. Yeah, Apple Music. All of those. All
Okay.
of those main streaming services. Yeah.
Okay. Well, check that out on all those streaming media sites, and check her out on that website she was telling you about. And I know she would love you for that. And we'll be showing this music video in just a minute. I think it's called "Married in Vegas." Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so this one is, I'll just give you a bit of a brief uh, context of this song. So this song came to me on a random day before I'd come over here. I'd never even been to Vegas. And I had this idea of, there's all these movies about crazy nights in Vegas and people getting married and all that kind of thing. And I thought, well, that would make a great narrative for a song. And I'd never been to Vegas, but I had an image in my mind of what Vegas looked like and the glitz and the glam and all of that. And I wrote the song in about an hour, and I imagined, a couple's crazy night out in Vegas, and it ends up getting hit with them getting hitched. And then here I am now living in Vegas, which at that time when I wrote the song I would never have imagined. So it's funny how things happen like that. Yeah. But it's meant to be it's meant to be a little bit corny and a bit fun, and it's probably, I would say, channeling like a 1990s fun Shania Twain kind of vibe. So listen with that in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. What I got from the vibe was that pretty much self-explanatory. So,
Yeah, it's just meant to be fun, and you hear it and you go, "Oh, that's a little bit annoying," but then it's a bit of an earworm, and you go, "Oh, that's kind of catchy," and you catch yourself singing it later on. That's what people have told me. Yeah, so
okay, well,
I hope that everyone feels the same way.
right. Well, it is a great song, and like I said, we're going to show that in just a second. But before we do, Rachel, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. We'd love to have you back sometime. So just
Yeah, thanks for having me.
yeah, so just let me know. I'll have you back on sometime if you have anything new to plug there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here it is, Married to Vegas by Rachel, that begins right now.
You got 86. They thought that you were counting cars, and I got cut off 'cause I got drunk at the bar. So what now? The night's still young, we're not done having fun. Say, take my hand, I've got a plan. We don't want this night to end. Let's get married in Vegas, and though they may shame us, they can't persuade us. It's just young love. Let's be audacious and ostentatious. I'm feeling flirtatious in this red dress. If it lasts for life or just tonight, let's do it 'cause it just feels right now. You wave down a cab outside the MGM Grand. When you look back at me, you laugh and say we're mad. The lights are on, the line ain't long. I choose a nice bouquet. Walking down the aisle, I just smile. Who thought we'd get hitched today? Let's get married in Vegas, and though they may shame us, they can't persuade us. It's just young love. We don't need status. Who cares we're not famous? We have no one to impress. If it lasts for life or just tonight, let's do it 'cause it just feels right now. Now we're man and wife, and the pastor bids us love. We go on our way. Now I'm up in love struck, so come on and kiss me. 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 We just got married in Vegas, and though they may shame us, they can't persuade us. It's just young love. No one can blame us. The movies betrayed us, so we have to do it on our own. If it lasts for life or just tonight, we did it 'cause it just felt right now. We just got married in Vegas, and though they may shame us, they can't persuade us. It's just young love. Let's be audacious and ostentatious. I'm feeling flirtatious in this red dress. If it lasts for life or just tonight, we did it 'cause it just felt